You're listening to Radio August. Dark Nights with Poe and Monroe.
It's 5 o'clock and I'm Alice Monroe with your August update. August police are appealing for information following the murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw. Miss Shaw's body was discovered last night. Chief DuPont is calling the crime a violent and despicable act. Anyone with information about the murder is urged to get in touch via the department's confidential tip hotline. It's horrible, Poe.
Indeed it is.
You need to learn when to keep your mouth shut. Exactly. Rewind.
You're listening to Radio August. Dark Nights with Poe and Monroe.
It's 5 o'clock and I'm Alice Monroe with your August update. August police are appealing for information following the murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw. Miss Shaw's body was discovered last night. Chief DuPont is calling the crime a violent and despicable act. Anyone with information about the murder is urged to get in touch via the department's confidential tip hotline. It's horrible, Poe.
Indeed it is.
You need to learn when to keep your mouth shut. You know why you're here, don't you? The dead girl. And this. What exactly were you thinking? You have one job. Don't get caught. Do you think you can do that this time? Splendid. You're going to a town called August. Find Chief DuPont. He's gonna think you're someone else. This person. This is who you are now. Understood? Understood? Splendid. If someone so much as sniffs that you're different, you'll be deprecated.
Deprecated.
We expect you to use your ability. Just don't get caught. And never, ever change into a child.
In brighter news, August resident Mia French is celebrating the return of her missing pooch, Barley. The 8-month-old Basset Hound puppy was found outside Daryl's Chicken and Ribs.
And that's 5 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
I'm Violet. Welcome to the guest house. There are some rules. In particular, no shoes in the guest house. The carpets are priceless. Now, how long are you staying for? Yes, the chief said it may be a while. I can see you don't mind getting your hands dirty, though. There's not been many visitors of late. Perhaps the murder will bring some tourists in. Sometimes we wish we'd asked something and the moment just passes. Yes, the murder. You haven't spoken to the chief yet, have you? Chief Dupont. He's the one who booked the room for you. You look lost. You should probably go and speak to the chief. Your room is just down the hall, last on the left. It has its own back door. The chief said that's the way you'd like it.
Just finishing. You don't believe? That's okay. Sometimes life is just a stream of coincidences. Hi, I'm Bronwyn. Pleased to meet you, Sam. If you'd like a reading. So, what's your question, Sam? The Fool. I'm going to see a lot more of you, aren't I, Sam? Well, enjoy the journey. But remember, not everything is winnable. I'm in room 1 and that's down the hall. Lorraine's in 2, Lexi's in 3. And which room are you in, Sam? Mysterious. But I know you're in room 4, Sam. Don't do anything I wouldn't do in there.
Like the rest of Thacker's creations. She had already been here once. It was just a matter of time until she returns. I wade across the puddle gathering at the base of the ramp. My thumb caresses the safety, ensuring it's off. As I reach the steel wall, the garage plunges into total darkness. The sirens wheeze to a halt.
Good, you got my message. Chief Inspector Dupont. I wasn't sure you'd come, but I suppose you're between jobs? Well, we both know that's not true. But I like it. Sam, that's your cover now. So, the job. Dorota Shaw, 21, accomplished cellist, redhead. Strangled. I know who did it, but I need proof. It's the tarot readers. Because they predicted it. The older one, Bronwyn, she came into my office last night talking all crazy and saying Dorota was in trouble. I did my best not to lock her up. It all sounded crazy to me. Tarot, the spirit world, cards that move, trans-dimensional thingamajigs? To be honest, I thought she'd probably been smoking something, and that's why I didn't take it seriously. Because things, I don't have enough on her, that's where you come in. The free guest house stay isn't free. I need you to work the case and report back to me. Find out things from the inside. Can you do it? Oh, okay. Well, that's that then. I thought you'd want a shot at redemption, but I guess you're turning yourself in. It's what you want, isn't it, Sam? To stop running? To give up? Didn't think so. I'll be telling everyone that you've been hired by the Shaws because obviously local law enforcement is either too incompetent or too overworked to solve anything. That gives you a license to talk to people, but only notionally. Don't actually touch people or annoy them. You don't have any real authority, understand? But you help me out, I'll help you. Do I have to spell it out? I'll make your problem go away, or at least sink it to the bottom of a pile of paperwork. Your old town? The problem? Come and find me when you're settled. This is Second Chance Sunday for you, Sam. Don't blow it. Not much. Perhaps you should do some investigating? Not much. Perhaps you should do some investigating? Board here, runs the local guest house. Lovely lady. Where are you going with this, Sam? What's she told you? Look, if it's about the pills, I already know. In her bedroom, she was naked, strangled. No signs of sexual activity of any kind. It was a weird scene to look at. There was one thing, but it's strictly between you and me. Dorota had a gold coin in her mouth. I'm being serious now, Sam. Not a word of this. It's the one thing only the killer would know. Do I have an alibi for last night? Do I? Okay. I was here, and there are video monitors that will prove it. Thanks for ruling me out, genius. What do you want to know? She was a cellist, selected for a scholarship at Juilliard. It was in the local paper. I'm more of a Bon Jovi fan myself. Don't read the paper, do you? Yesterday, Monday the 9th, at approximately 9 p.m, according to the coroner, we got a call from the mother just after 10 p.m. Not much. Perhaps you should do some investigating?
What do you think you might do with the mirror?
If I'm honest, at first because of the handle, I thought maybe a weapon of combat. But then if I look at it more closely, I would say a mirror, a handheld mirror.
You're right. Well done, Monroe.
Wow.
But it's not just a mirror. I mean, it's something you might do your makeup in or check your hairstyle. By the way, you have impeccable hairstyle today.
Thank you very much,
as usual. It's a reflecting mirror, but it was used for teleportation. Allegedly, you could look in the mirror, close your eyes, think of being somewhere else, and you're there.
Should we try it now?
No, I've tried it. It doesn't work for me.
Oh.
Maybe it works for you. You try it.
Okay, so I'm just going to imagine somewhere else. And...
she's gone, listeners. It's amazing. No, she hasn't.
We're only joking.
She's still here. Yeah, she's still here. I can't do this show without her.
Hi, Sam, is it? Come on in, make yourself at home. Mi casa es su casa. Come on. I was in my room all night with Bronwyn. We were painting our nails. No, I mean, yeah, I've already cleaned it off. The cards told us to. Well, the cards of rain. Tarot gives us a rough direction and he narrows it down with some astrological jiggery-pokery. He's basically a walking esoteric library. And if that sounds dull, let me reassure you, it is. No? Well, yeah. Well, no. We have a job to do. I didn't say job. I said job. Okay, we make a cheese obelisk, a chob, and depending on the shape of that chob, we get different answers to questions. No, you don't. She's like my big sister, so pretty well. No. I don't know anyone in this town, except for Bronwyn and Rain, obviously, and Violet, and the Chief, and now you. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous. Good old-fashioned fortune-telling. Well, kind of. We drew a card each and smushed them all together. Do you know what the most dangerous tarot card is? You've done your research. The happy squirrel was vague and mysterious, but not evil. The Five of Swords. I think so anyway. There's nothing more dangerous than someone taking whatever they want, no matter the cost. Yeah, I did. Rain got the Knight of Wands, that's Dorota, and Bronwyn got the Ten of Swords, which is, well, you know, swords in general are bad.
I assume you've been to see Chief DuPont already? Not really. I'm sure she was a precious lamb, though. Yes, a lamb. Young. Innocent. Lambs get slaughtered, though, don't they? Nice, yes, that's a good description. Actually, I thought she was a bit slutty, to be honest. Sorry. I'm gossiping. I don't want to talk ill of the dead. Ask her boyfriend. Oscar lives at the vicarage next to the church. Don't tell him I sent you, though. I'm sure he's sick of seeing people already. They're tarot readers. I'm thinking of asking them to leave, actually. Because they may have killed someone. It's not great for my reputation, is it? Stay at Violet's, the home of killers and hobos. I'm sorry, it's a derogatory word, isn't it? But strange people seem to gravitate towards this guest house, Sam. I think I'll get the sign changed. It's the strangest thing. I honestly don't remember. But I imagine I was here or getting groceries somewhere. I've driven by it, never actually been in it. I take clozapine. I think they're for anxiety. I'm a very anxious person. I don't know, Dr. Sam, you tell me.
You must be a new guest. Or you're burglaring us. I'm Rain, by the way. I heard you say earlier your name's Sam. You don't look like a Sam. We did a reading. A group reading, actually. With a special tarot deck. You get it piecemeal. Not everything in one reading. The last one we did showed a young woman being murdered. Young, talented, probably red-headed. I didn't know her. I know she was called Dorota Shaw. She was young, had red hair, a talented musician. Next victim? Whoa! Hold on a sec, we don't even know if there's going to be a next victim or not. We'll do another group reading soon, and then we'll have a better idea. Mercury? It's not exactly from here. With a normal tarot deck, you'd have the question, so you'd be the querent. With Mercury, it gives you the question and the answer. The cards themselves kind of change. It's a special deck. I don't have it at the moment. Bronwyn has it. I was in my room. Praying, actually. I don't believe in God, but I was still praying. It didn't work. My prayer that the girl would be safe.
Sam, is it? I'm sensing you're not here for a reading. Mercury? Sure. I'll just get it. It feels a bit sacrilegious just spreading it out to show you. It doesn't really answer questions, it more asks them. Do you want it to ask you a question, Sam? There's nothing particularly special about it, apart from where it's from, what it does, and how it behaves. Chief Dupont thinks I did it. I'm hoping you'll convince him otherwise. I didn't. We've only been here 2 days. I understand it's suspicious me being a stranger in town, but it's the truth. We saw danger in the cards and we tried to stop it. Trust me, Sam, we're on the same team. In my room, reading, I found a trashy romance novel under the bed. I'm assuming it's Violet's. It's all swooning heroines and brooding vampire Casanovas. Thank God Lexi saved me. She came to my room to chat for a little while. That was around 9, I think. You can ask her. I said the book was trashy. Look at this place. If her guest house is anything to go by, Violet's the opposite of trashy. We saw it in the cards, not images, feelings, impressions. Tarot can be very powerful. Not these cards. They only tell us what they want us to know.
Hi, I'm Lexi. Oh, I'm Lexi.
Hi, Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
Hello, I'm Violet. I'm Violet.
Hi, I'm Bronwyn. I'm Bronwyn.
Hello, I'm Rain. I'm Rain. Okay.
Rain, I'm busy. You gonna turn yourself in?
Yeah.
You don't want to see me when I'm angry. A woman is dead. Go play card games somewhere else or whatever the hell it is you do.
Have you met the new detective yet? We're basically under 24-hour surveillance now.
Do you think
Onto what exactly?
the real reason we're here?
As far as Sam's concerned, me and Lexi were together and you were praying in your room. It's half true, at least.
Rain, I'm so worried about Bronwyn. What are we going to do?
Why are you worried about Bronwyn?
The chief thinks she killed Dorota.
Maybe she did kill
That's not even funny, Rain. Bronwyn's the least murdery person we know. Okay, let's say she did do it. What possible reason could she have for killing Dorota?
psychopathic tendencies?
Maybe. Maybe Bronwyn and Dorota were secretly lovers, and Bronwyn found out that Dorota was seeing someone else and killed her in a jealous fit of rage. Or maybe that's just another one of your twisted late night fantasies, in which case, leave me out of it.
Then there was the vessel to pay for. That cost Penn her books and a few items of clothing. Even so, a human...
Find somewhere safe to transition. You're not a superhero.
Hi, Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
Squawks. Penn didn't bother with the cage.
Who knows whether you've made the right decision or not, Claude?
How's Bronwyn been?
Claude, we've been through this. I honestly don't remember. I checked my diary and there's no entry, so I was probably here, as always. I don't know. Which is exactly what I said in my statement. Don't try and get me to contradict myself.
How's Bronwyn?
Overly nice. She's covering her tracks well if she has anything to hide. You just told me to report back to you if I noticed anything suspicious. Good grief, Claude, you're a bit young to be losing your marbles already.
It was a sharper eyesight, perhaps.
Chief Dupont, what a pleasant surprise. I think we've covered just about everything twice over, but if you think I'm hiding something...
Who?
Does it bother you, Chief Dupont, knowing there are things in this world that aren't black and white? You don't know what to file me under, and that makes you uncomfortable. Or perhaps you've already made up your mind about me. Why don't you tell me who you think I am?
You're a con artist.
I haven't asked anyone for a penny.
Contagion by Ashley Van...
Good evening, Chief Dupont.
Dorota's family, what does the tarot say about them? Bronwyn ever been arrested?
Not since I've met her. She's a lawful good type character, if you play D&D. I've never been convicted, no. My mind's gone blank. I can do a reading, if you want. It's the Five of Cups. It talks about loss and dealing with that loss. I don't think you need a tarot reader to interpret that one.
The empty house, the field of stones.
Oh, Chief Inspector, you gave me a shock. What is it? What have I done?
Tell me about...
Nothing. I mean, I was here all night. This cat's on a... Bron can vouch for me. Well, it's not for the nightlife, I can tell you that. This is where the cards told us to go. I guess you could call it destiny.
What's wrong?
There isn't any. And sometimes a girl needs a party. She's an Aquarius, her favourite colour is green. What else do you need to know?
Is she...
No, and she hasn't killed this time. Nice try though.
She would finally cut her strings and fly. There was a process to this. The young...
Hello, I'm Violet. I'm Violet.
Implant and grow the deep.
You don't trust me, do you, Violet? Is it because I read tarot? Why don't you let me pull a card for you?
No thanks.
Great. What do you want to know about?
The murder.
Interesting choice. So do the cards. 8 of Wands. Everything's happening all at once. We have to act fast, or at least someone does.
Did you sleep?
Yes, thank you. I stayed in my room. You can ask Lexi. That reminds me, I think I found a book of yours. It's called He Came Through the Shadows.
What makes you think?
Your name's written on the inside cover.
Now it was just a waiting game.
Mrs. Gallagher, an unexpected pleasure. In town? I really don't know. Until the tarot tells us to leave, or you kick us out, obviously.
How?
Now that's a very good question. Logically speaking, you'd assume all three of us were in on it. Or none of us.
And the resolve soothed the scratches in her throat.
Hello, Violet. Is everything okay? Ignore the mess. I was just going to tidy it up. Great, thanks. The room's really lovely.
But I didn't see...
I stayed here. I was playing solitaire. With Bronwyn. Painting my nails? No. Oh, yeah, that too. How do you know about that?
I have my way.
I'll be sure to remember that when I write your Yelp review.
Die. But more than that, humans don't succumb to the sickness, or tried at least. Girls almost never.
Hi, I'm Bronwyn.
Hello. Pills don't hurt, right? She'd been like this that day, rationalizing to the demon parasite in her heart. Of course.
Is there something I can help with, Miss Castle?
I hope we're not being too much trouble.
It's very brave of you to tell the chief that Dorota will be murdered and then stick around afterwards. I'd have run for sure.
You strike me as someone braver than that. Why would I run?
You're prime suspect, aren't you? You look strong enough to strangle another woman. Even if you're innocent, a jury would probably convict you.
Even if I'm innocent? You look strong enough to...
Well, if you can't pay for your rooms, we might just find out.
Quieted for a while, until he wasn't. More time and the...
Ron, are you okay?
I'm not okay.
Well, if you're worried, I should be worried. Why are you worried? Should I be worried?
Are you?
Only if you are. This could go on in circles for a while. Let's just keep cool and stay in our rooms.
And if the pain let go, finally, and that fed him too.
Bron, something doesn't feel right. I don't know what exactly, but it's not right. Well, it's hard to say with just one victim. Musical talent, red hair. If there's another, there will be a pattern. Do you think it's another rite?
A rite?
As in the same thing we were chasing after in Birmingham? I suppose it doesn't really matter. Just have to try and stop it.
Stop it? Birmingham?
The Traveller? Dead girls? Ring any bells?
Traveller?
Bron, you're acting weird. Are you still you?
Of course.
Bron? If that's you, then who the hell are you? Wait. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
One would go to your funeral. You'd be better off. So would your father and sister. There was nothing here. Virus starts to spread. He only needed to write one letter. Only needed to walk to the...
Hello, I'm Rain. I'm Rain.
He was dead. The demon had outgrown his host, gotten too big for this poor soul to bear, tore him apart and drowned with him, tangled together in the water. They didn't make it as easy with that boy. They listened to the psychologists, but it was already too late. The demon... First domino was knocked to the dirt. The next was another boy, slight for his age, light... The note they found in his room led them down the street. He was long dead when they found him.
Hi, I'm Lexi. I'm Lexi.
Always spread like a virus from person to person.
What is it, Miss Taylor?
Why are Dorota's... Who would want to kill Dorota?
Have you met him?
Yes.
Miss Taylor, is that a contradiction? It's not what you said in your written statement.
Sorry, I meant no.
Yes. Yes, you did.
Why did you hire Sam?
Are you doing your own investigation? Great! Let me know when you find out.
Bronwyn thinks you've got it in for her.
I go after bad guys. If she's a bad guy, then I've got it in for her.
Why weren't the police protecting Dorota?
Well, let me see, Detective Taylor. Ask the surveillance cameras. I was here till I got the call.
Why did you hire Sam? Are Dorota's family...
Why? What are you going to do?
Nothing, just checking. Nobody...
Is that a threat? If anything happens to the Shaw family, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Leave. Now.
Many uses, but when used correctly in a pair, its feng shui guards against evil.
Oh, wow.
That's what can happen when you sell something that guards against evil.
I think I'd quite like to have a guard against evil.
In particular in August at the moment.
Hi, Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
Well done. It is made of silver.
It sort of looks like a whistle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's part of it. Whistle.
I'm not sure what the ball on the end's for.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a silver rattle and whistle.
Oh.
It was found within a sealed well at St. Augustine's, along with the bones of seven.
Hello, I'm Rain.
Awful.
Yeah, quite creepy. Poe's curiosity shop is now renosed.
August. Dark Nights with Poe.
The Bag Lady by David F. Schultz, read by Venomous Platypus. Breathing seems so loud when you want to stay hidden. Like molasses, cowering in the closet, peering through the crack. It floated there in the...
Hi, I'm Bronwyn.
It was cold. The room gave the impression of a tank, with twilight blue through the long windows and the Bag Lady floating.
Miss Castle, I'm surprised to see you here.
I didn't kill...
You're a prime suspect, and your alibi is that you were in the guest house with another prime suspect at the time. It doesn't look good for you.
Have you got a problem with me?
Everyone has a problem with you, Bronwyn. I can arrest you for something right now. How does perverting the course of justice sound?
Kinky.
Oh, you are pushing me today, young lady.
The head was a monstrous mouth of some deep-sea horror, ringed with row on row of teeth, too impossibly large to fit in the room. Until it wasn't. altering its
Stay the hell away from me. Joke or no joke.
hold from its victims. There it floated. Before die, the door gave way from the stumbling push, and there was a long expanse.
Hello, I'm Violet. I'm Violet.
Hoped it would be over quickly. A blink, like fingers, black eyeless sockets, tunnel, and at the bottom of a mirage, those teeth, that carnivorous.
What's going on, Violet? Is everything okay?
Yes, I'm okay. No.
What's the matter?
The new
Have you stopped taking the pills? Look, just take the pills. Dr. Tanner said you'd start hearing and seeing things again. You're no good to me like that. Just take the goddamn pills. Off you go. I'm being subtle. I don't want to see you back here, okay? You got anything to report, give me a call. Any problems, talk to Danny. Danny, remember?
Danny?
We just talked about this. I said I'd post somebody this morning, and I did. Then I told you it was Danny. Take the pills, Violet. Take the pills.
If it had eyes, and were less of a corpse. But the entity did not understand the concept of water or air, floating or standing, living or dead. Its present form was an approximation of its first victim, a homeless lady named.
Hi, I'm Lexi. I'm Lexi.
In the clutches of the entity in an empty penthouse lair, and the entity and taken her form with a horrifying loss of fidelity. The disguise was decomposed, not decomposing flesh, but decomposing reality. A twisted amalgam of fears, a corporeal phantasm of nightmares, fraying at the edges. The bag lady. Without the capacity to
Hello, Lexi. What can I do for you? Well, I don't have one. I literally can't remember what I was doing.
Please don't ask us to leave.
Have you been speaking to Sam? You're safe for the minute.
That's
If one of your crew did murder Dorota, you can't really stay here, can you?
involuntary gags, reflexive struggling.
What's up, Lexi? I'm sensing something's on your mind.
I'm worried.
Don't worry about that. We don't have anything to hide. I'm more worried about Ray. Since when did he start praying?
You think he's lying?
Of course not. This is Rain we're talking about. I was just saying it's odd, that's all. Maybe he's found God?
So I left and observed her, the bag lady, as I went, and relayed my thoughts through the worm.
Oh, Lex. Oh my god. There's a shapeshifter in the guest house. They were just here as Bron. I tried to stop them, but I couldn't.
We pranked you.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, thanks for that. You know, I'm as much up for a joke as the next guy, but you gotta stop doing that. There's lives at stake here. Lives at stake.
How are you?
Do you think Dorota was planning on marrying Oscar?
What makes you say that?
Well, nothing. It's just something I thought I saw. It doesn't matter.
He wore torn clothes, held a cardboard sign in hand, and smelled of urine. The worm probed, and the worm did not hear the usual refrain. Not this one. What's special about this one? The answer was nothing.
Hello, I'm Violet. I'm Violet.
His name was George. George had lost his job and his family and couldn't work because of pinched nerves. Pushed for panhandling, but the worm didn't care. Or else be eaten tonight. So George found out that there was a great place he could sleep, with a vacant penthouse. George wanted to know if I was the owner.
Hello, I'm Rain. I'm Rain.
Where the city sleeps below, unaware of what lurks above them. Inside, for those who keep finding their way, the bag lady appeared and changed forms, and the screams lasted. Then the bag lady floated there, silent and saddened, while I watched from the crack of the closet. The closet.
You're listening to Radio August. Dark Nights with Poe and Monroe.
Dimitri's Descent by Chris Hoppenbrauer's read.
Hi, I'm Bronwyn. I'm Bronwyn.
Grove's location. He had assumed the location would be somewhere.
Claude! Look, why am I being asked all of these questions? What have you said to Sam? Well, that's not the impression I'm getting. No, Claude, you listen to me. We had a deal and you said no questions asked, and a lot of questions are being asked. No, I'm not the killer, so why is everybody asking me all of these questions? Fine. Yes, goodbye, Claude.
Here. Unimaginable discoveries had been made these last few months. When he and the other scientists first arrived here, their spark of enthusiasm had faded like a falling star in the day on the moon, or was it night? It was hard to tell up here. Dimitri boarded the elevator to the excavation site.
It's 6 o'clock and you're listening to Radio August. Police investigating the murder of Dorota Shaw are appealing to the community to help catch her killer. The body of 21-year-old Miss Shaw, an accomplished cellist, was found in her home last night. Police are describing the murder as a violent and despicable act. Monroe.
It's just terrible. Meanwhile, out of respect for the victim and her family, this weekend's Tulip Festival has been postponed. New dates will be announced shortly, so do stay tuned to Radio August for updates.
I heard Dorota Shaw was due to play this weekend.
At the Tulip Festival?
Indeed. I understand why they'd want to postpone it. Tonight the weather will be mostly dry and warm, but be on the lookout for dark clouds on the horizon, as there may be scattered showers. Best take an umbrella, Monroe, so you don't get wet.
I like getting wet. That's 6 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
And the 4 scientists knew there was much more to be done.
Pains me to think that I was even on the list, but I'm ruled out because we have video footage of me in the station at the time of the murder. Rain says he was praying in his room, alone. Nobody corroborates. Bronwyn and Lexi say they were in the same room last night. Shame they can't agree which one. The tarot readers have mentioned a job. We don't know what. Violet says she doesn't remember last night, and you found out she's taking pills. Perhaps they're related. That's it. Pains me to think that I was even on the list, but I'm ruled out because we have video footage of me in the station at the time of the murder. Rain says he was praying in his room, alone. Nobody corroborates. Bronwyn and Lexi say they were in the same room last night. Shame they can't agree which one. The tarot readers have mentioned a job. We don't know what. Violet says she doesn't remember last night, and you found out she's taking pills. Perhaps they're related. That's it. It is, and that's where it's staying. You don't need to see it, Sam. Violet can get confused at times. Just keep doing what you're doing and we'll get along fine.
With a sigh, if you're really that sure about it, the others...
It's 6 o'clock and you're listening to Radio August. Police investigating the murder of Dorota Shaw are appealing to the community to help catch her killer. The body of 21-year-old Miss Shaw, an accomplished cellist, was found in her home last night. Police are describing the murder as a violent and despicable act. Monroe.
It's just terrible. Meanwhile, out of respect for the victim and her family, this weekend's Tulip Festival has been postponed. New dates will be announced shortly, so do stay tuned to Radio August for updates.
I heard Dorota Shaw was due to play this weekend.
At the Tulip Festival?
Indeed. I understand why they'd want to postpone it. Tonight the weather will be mostly dry and warm, but be on the lookout for dark clouds on the horizon, as there may be scattered showers. Best take an umbrella, Monroe, so you don't get wet.
I like getting wet. That's 6 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
We're back up, Dimitri said to himself. After plummeting what was probably a few hundred meters more, he jerked to a sudden halt. That's the end of the rope, Dimitri said out loud. He wasn't sure why he suddenly felt the need to narrate. Or in the small hope that Dr. Utani and the others could still hear him, but secretly he knew. He simply wished to break the unsettling silence that commanded this deep and dark void. "All right, let's have some light," he said as he turned on the small lamp on his helmet. Dimitri slowly rotated it on the rope to...
It's 6 o'clock and you're listening to Radio August. Police investigating the murder of Dorota Shaw are appealing to the community to help catch her killer. The body of 21-year-old Miss Shaw, an accomplished cellist, was found in her home last night. Police are describing the murder as a violent and despicable act. Monroe.
It's just terrible. Meanwhile, out of respect for the victim and her family, this weekend's Tulip Festival has been postponed. New dates will be announced shortly, so do stay tuned to Radio August for updates.
I heard Dorota Shaw was due to play this weekend.
At the Tulip Festival?
Indeed. I understand why they'd want to postpone it. Tonight the weather will be mostly dry and warm, but be on the lookout for dark clouds on the horizon, as there may be scattered showers. Best take an umbrella, Monroe, so you don't get wet.
I like getting wet. That's 6 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
It wasn't easy to find some of the small markings in the pitch-black darkness, so the work was tedious and fiddly. Yet the soft...
Who are you? You were what? Get out of here before I call the police.
He'd gotten so used to the sound of the scratching pencil that...
I told you to leave. When I see Chief DuPont, there's going to be trouble.
Silence, he thought, until he realized...
Any more news on Oscar Wainwright? I'm a bit busy, Sam. Maybe you can go on my behalf. Just the tarot readers. No one else is remotely suspicious compared to them. Oscar? Have you spoken to him yet? It's not him. Rain says he was praying in his room, alone. Nobody corroborates. Bronwyn and Lexi say they were in the same room last night. Shame they can't agree which one. The tarot readers mentioned Birmingham. You're looking into it. There's some talk about a traveller, whatever that is. Dorota's boyfriend Oscar is in the clear as far as I'm concerned, but I'm still waiting to hear what he tells you. Violet says she doesn't remember last night, but I've got that in hand. That's it. I'm a bit busy, Sam. Maybe you can go on my behalf. Rain says he was praying in his room, alone. Nobody corroborates. Bronwyn and Lexi say they were in the same room last night. Shame they can't agree which one. The tarot readers mentioned Birmingham. You're looking into it. There's some talk about a traveller, whatever that is. Dorota's boyfriend Oscar is in the clear as far as I'm concerned, but I'm still waiting to hear what he tells you. Violet says she doesn't remember last night, but I've got that in hand. That's it.
Against his eyes, trying hopelessly to rub the blackness out of them. His befuddlement slowly turned to horror as he came to the terrifying realization that he had gone blind. Panicking, Dimitri stumbled out of bed, felt his bare feet touch the cold floor, and quickly, but carefully, made his way to the door. He searched for the handle, opened the door, and stumbled into the hallway. "Help!" he stammered. "Somebody help!" No one answered. He continued into the common area of the base, which he knew to be consistently occupied by crew members returning from their shifts. Is anyone here?" he asked, and waited. Again there was no response, but as he listened closer, he noticed another presence in the room. He could hear them breathing. "Hello? Can you hear me?" he tried again. "I can't see. I think I'm blind." The breathing became heavier, but there was no reply. Without knowing what came over him, Dimitri yelled out in frustration and fear, stomping his feet like a frustrated child. "Please help me!" The breathing suddenly stopped, and changed into a deeply unsettling guttural sound. Fear slowly started to take hold of Dmitri. Just when he was about to turn around and run into the hallway, the guttural noise faded into what sounded like a dying breath. Held back by doubt, but compelled by curiosity, he approached the source of the sound. He reached out his hand, but no one was there. Dmitri was both perplexed and overcome by a frightful panic. He felt like he was going mad. Nothing made sense. He just wanted to leave this nightmare and go home. But home was a million miles away. He knew he was alone here, and no one would be coming to help him. It was then he heard the voices again whispering to him. As the murmurs grew louder, Dmitri was almost able to make out individual words in a language wholly unknown to him, or any other man. Its harsh consonants and unearthly vowels chilled him to the bone. Dmitri covered his ears to make it stop, but the nameless voices only grew more incessant, hounding him, compelling him to listen, until he understood the meanings of their words. "This is how you die." Dmitri tried to scream, but there was no sound. He reached for his throat and felt his skin peel away. "Dr. Sheffield? Come in, Dr. Sheffield!" Dmitri was suddenly startled by the voice in his earpiece. He didn't realize where he was, until he noticed he was suspended in the air. He was still inside the hole. Had he been dreaming? As he ascended the shaft, he wondered which part had been a dream and what had been reality. It all felt the same to him. He quickly searched his pouch and found the etchings he had made. Everything that had occurred after he copied the notes must have been some kind of hallucination, he concluded, possibly caused by a gas or an unfamiliar type of radiation. The three scientists all looked at him eagerly as he climbed out of the hole. "Well, did you find anything down there?" Dr. Whitfield asked. "All we heard was static." "I have something that might interest Dr. Yutani," Dmitri said with a smile, trying to hide his anxiety. With a trembling hand, he produced the etchings from his pouch. "What's this?" Dr. Yutani asked as she carefully accepted the notes. "More writing from the strangers?" She studied the letters, hemming and hawing. "It's just one word repeated over and over. I need a cross-reference with the data list findings, but at first glance it seems to be about abuse or torture." "Or punishment?" added Dmitri, a fearful realization in his voice. "Well, yes," replied Dr. Yutani. She looked at Dmitri with bewilderment, more surprised and impressed by his linguistic knowledge. "Punishment for the wicked or curious," Dmitri said, his eyes wide with fear. Dr. Remington looked at the others in confusion, then at Dmitri. "How did you know?" Dmitri snapped back to reality. We've had this conversation before." "Is it possible you're having deja vu?" asked Dr. Remington. "No," Dmitri replied. "I'm sure. I remembered what those writings meant," he said, as he frantically pointed at the notes Dr. Yutani was holding. "Are you saying you've seen what exactly, the future?" Dr. Whitfield asked. He sounded incredulous. Dmitri's shoulders slumped as his gaze dropped to the floor. "Yes, I think so." There was a long silence, and he didn't dare guess what the others thought of him. "Well, if you saw the future, what happens next?" Dr. Remington asked with some trepidation. Dmitri tried to find the words. "I'll go to sleep."
"I told you to leave. When I see Chief DuPont, there's going to be trouble."
"Be gone. I'm going to die here alone." The other scientists quietly glanced at each other. Dr. Yutani was the first to speak. "I'm sure it won't play out like that." Her words were meant to be comforting, but lacked conviction. "It was probably some kind of hallucination," said Dr. Whitfield as he placed a hand on Dmitri's shoulder. "Nothing to worry about." Dmitri just stared into empty space, his eyes filled with dread. They all arrived at the living quarters about an hour later. On the way over, Dmitri had listened to those recordings and couldn't make out anything out of the ordinary. Perhaps the others were right. Perhaps it was all just in his head. Yet he couldn't shake the feeling that he had seen his imminent and unavoidable future. A slow and terrifying death, surrounded by darkness, trapped in an alien place. Chills ran down his spine. He lay himself on bed and quickly fell asleep. He couldn't wait to go back home. Later that night, Dmitri awoke to the sound of cold and hollow whispers in the darkness. He didn't bother turning on the light this time.
You're listening to Radio August. Dark Nights with Poe and Monroe.
The sprinklers hiss down. I crawl out of Jimmy's upside-down Toyota, clutching his spare magazine. Need to count the bullets. 9. Just 9. 8 for Emma, and 1 for me. I kiss each bullet for luck as I reload them. Rising to my feet, I slide the magazine into the Smith & Wesson. Lockdown sirens blare, but the cavalry's not coming. Jimmy's already dead. I am the cavalry. Dr. Thatcher's black BMW is strewn on its side, engine crushed against the concrete wall. It's in far better shape than he is. I limp past the wreck towards the exit ramp. At the top, a reinforced steel wall now separates the lab's underground car park from the outside world. And with my back against it, I may have time to take all 8 shots before Emma reaches me. She's fast. Too fast for Jimmy to hit. She tore straight through his gut, pulling out his spine like an afterthought. I grabbed his gun and ran as she shredded the screaming lab techs like paper dolls. There's no way I'm dying like that. No way. If 8 bullets can't stop her, I'll eat the 9th. Months ago, the eggheads on smoke break told Jimmy that the Emma project had failed. Gene pattern was unstable or some such bullshit. Sent down to the vault for further military evaluation, like the rest of Thacker's creations. She had already been here once. It was just a matter of time until she returns. I wade across the puddle gathering at the base of the ramp. My thumb caresses the safety, ensuring it's off. As I reach the steel wall, the garage plunges into total darkness. The sirens wheeze to a halt before my eyes can adjust. The emergency lighting kicks in. How the hell she managed that, I have no idea. The door from the west stairwell crashes open. I raise Jimmy's gun, but she's in cover before I can aim. She weaves her way around wrecked cars, drawing even closer. My first shot goes wide, but it's enough to send her sprinting directly for me. The second shot clips her side. The third misses. She vaults from the puddle at the base of the ramp, her hospital gown smothered in blood. The fourth hits her square in the chest. I put another there, and another. The seventh slows her approach to a stagger. The eighth forces her to her knees, just a few feet downslope. She raises her head and howls. Eyes locked, I put that 9th bullet straight through her skull. Spraying crimson, she spills backward onto the concrete slope. My legs fail, and I slide my back against the steel. Jimmy's empty gun falls to the floor. All that's left is my sobbing and the sprinklers. Until Emma slowly rises.
You're listening to Radio August. Dark Nights with Poe and Monroe.
Mother, read by Brandy Clark. After Mother died, Penn started putting on weight. The pasty roll of fat that bulged over the waist of her jeans secretly pleased her. It was her own little fat roll. Look how big she'd grown. Wasn't she looking well? Part of her wanted to keep it, but she couldn't, not with how it mocked her. See, it said, Mother was right. You are fat. You can't be trusted. You need her. Penn tried. She really did. She starved herself. She'd done it before. She could do it again. Except before was different. Before, Mother was there. Giving up, are we? She said, as Penn reached for a slice of bread. I wouldn't if I were you, if Penn even thought about opening the fridge. Then it had been easy to stay thin. Now, without Mother, Penn failed like she failed everything else. By lunchtime, she'd cut a small square of cheese because she was weak. By late afternoon, she'd taken one of Mother's favorite lemon biscuits,
and ate it in her bedroom like she was 13 again, sucking on stolen sauce packets from the school canteen. It wasn't her fault. It was too hard. The gnawing emptiness of the house was bad enough without the gnawing in her stomach. Still, all this proved one thing. Penn still needed her mother. The first appointment at the clinic cost most of Mother's jewelry. Then there was the vessel to pay for. That cost Penn her books and a few items of clothing. Even so, a human vessel was out of the question. Animals were cheaper. Bigger ones cost more, but only one kind would do. The African gray was a good fit for Mother. They had the same beady eyes, the same smug expression, the same petulant squawks. Penn didn't bother with a cage. She didn't need one. The bird took up a perch on the back of Mother's armchair, watching her with talonous disapproval. The sight of the bird's claws, her mother's claws, piercing the chair's upholstery, pierced Penn's eyes. She didn't have to try anymore, or fail anymore. She just had to do as she was told, like the good girl she always was. "Look at the baby," the parrot squawked. "Poor baby Penn, cry baby Penn, pull yourself together." And just like that, Penn pulled herself together. After a couple of weeks, Penn's little fat roll shrank away, like an attic mouse she foolishly dreamed of keeping. In truth, the parrot was better at being Mother than Mother had been. It was the sharper eyesight, perhaps. When Penn stole a breadcrumb from the kitchen counter, the parrot saw. "Can't even resist a crumb," it sang. "What a joke you are!" In 2 months, Penn grew thinner than she'd ever been. Thinner and harder. There were no more soft little rolls of fat to make her tender. Just thin skin and hard bones. And then, after a while, not even that.
Vicar's son? No, as far as I can tell, Oscar is a good boy. But we've all got different faces now, haven't we, Sam? Know about you? Or what is there to know about you, Sam? I just mean people have an act. A facade. Oscar seems nice, but for all I know, he tears pretty girls apart. She flaunts herself. Her body. Had boudoir photographs taken. Who do you think those photos were for, Sam? Her mother? Not really, just gossip. Apparently she went to have some portrait photos done and started stripping off. Weston's photographic. Zach Weston. He'll get himself into trouble one of these days. If you keep taking pictures of pretty girls in their underwear, somebody's going to get upset. Zach's the local photographer. You should go and talk to him, Sam. You're good at talking. At Weston's photographic? Off the high road? It's late, but he's always there. I have a good memory. I'm still holding grudges from when I was 4.
Recognize anyone in the photos. I'm trying to remember their names, but I can't. And then I realized that my family are all standing around me and they're all crying because I've forgotten who they are.
Sam, what can I do for you? We didn't. Lexi used a Ouija board to get the name. It's Lexi's thing. I don't personally go near them, but in this case, it did help. No. Lexi needs to give it context from the tarot reading. A lot of the time it comes up with nothing. Or a sordid comment directed at Lexi. I think that's why she keeps using it, to be honest. We're trying to save people. I said we're trying. We have a gift. We have Mercury, the tarot. It tells us where bad things are going to happen, and we try and stop them. Birmingham. We couldn't save anyone there either. The problem with travellers is... Well, let's put a pin in this one, Sam. Let me ask Bronwyn. If she says it's okay to talk about it, it's okay to talk about it. Once we thought there was going to be a murder, Lexi used the Ouija board to find out the victim's name. It spelled out the rota. Just... This is going to sound weird. Most people believe Ouija boards contact the dead. So if Lexi contacts a dead person, that person needs to know what happens in the future. Ergo, maybe the person she's contacting is from the future. A time traveller who died here. Yes. Well, not just time travel, time and space travel is also possible. If we accept the fact there are multiple realities, we must also accept there are others like us who found a way to travel between these realities.
The thrill remains. Still stroking the couch, she continues. Why do you keep the quilt on it? I'm in shock. You can get...
Hi Sam, back for more already? No, I think Bronwyn met him though. This morning. He only wanted to see her. I guess he didn't want anyone else to hear what he had to say. Oh, yeah, that's right. All these rooms look the same. Sorry. I was in Bron's room. Ask her. Traveller? That's a really old role-playing game, isn't it? Oh, did he now? Well then, you know what I know. I guess you must be a part of our inner circle. How does it feel? Cheeky? Are you flirting with me? Oh dear, am I blushing again? There's a murder to solve. Maybe you should do that first, then me. No, not like that. Oh, it's just your run-of-the-mill spirit communication device? Want to know how it works? Cool, okay. So Ouija boards send us messages from the spirit world, right? But where is the spirit world? I mean, there's planets and stars and space. The spirit world must be really far away beyond all that. With so far to travel, messages from the spirit world must take ages to get here. Like how light from the sun takes 8 minutes or something to reach us. You still with me? Oh, you're sweet. Where was I? Oh, so here's my point. The spirit world is actually several hours ahead of us. That's how we get messages about things that haven't happened yet. That's how we got Dorota's name. Because in the spirit world, she was already dead. I know, mind-blowing.
Quite an interesting dream. I would say here's someone who wants to reach heights that they've never... Overambitious.
Well, I can in fact tell you that
Oh, so he is achieving his goals.
So, what I think is happening here is that you are striving for success, but you don't feel worthy of it. And it could be you're suffering from imposter syndrome, which is actually...
Your ability isn't endless. It will run out at some point.
I'm Oscar. Is there anything else I can do?
Welcome to Poe's Curiosity Shop. Do you have an inkling what this might be?
So,
Oscar Wainwright, what a surprise.
looks like a square, metal square, and then it kind of looks like,
Oh, you were right about the metal. It's bronze again.
Bronze again. Okay. Cute.
Mm-hmm.
They've got small engraving on them.
What kind of...
Cowbells. No? I want to say a Christmas tree, but I feel like...
Well, these are spirit chimes.
Oh.
These ones have an inverted full crown.
Oscar? What are you doing here?
I want to help.
I know. We've already talked about this. You said you'd get into Bronwyn Castle's room somehow and have a look around.
Why? How?
I don't know. Maybe ask if you can go around. Women like vulnerable men.
Do they?
I don't know. Do I look like vulnerable men? Just do whatever you have to, Oscar. I've got to concentrate on some other leads. So, you can go now?
Just invite bad spirits? Or...
Not necessarily bad spirits. Just could be good spirits. Yeah, I think I'm going to sell that one. There's no other use for it. Thanks, Monroe. As always, you've been a great sport today. And we'll be back tomorrow. Poe's Curiosity Shop is now closed.
You're listening... Monroe.
Contagion by Ashley Van Hetten.
Hi, Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
Hi, I'm Lexi. I'm Lexi.
Surrounding this demon, this ghost of a phenomenon, so much curiosity. It made infecting one after another as easy as walking down the street past the tree, past the... the first domino to be pushed down. She was young. They usually are. They're easier to infect young. They listen. It took time for her fall, but the demon...
Rain says he was praying in his room, alone. Nobody corroborates. Bronwyn and Lexi say they were in the same room last night. Shame they can't agree which one. Apparently, Lexi used a Ouija board to get Dorota's name. The tarot readers mentioned Birmingham. You're looking into it. There's some talk about a traveller, whatever that is. Dorota's boyfriend Oscar is in the clear as far as I'm concerned, but I'm still waiting to hear what he tells you. Violet says she doesn't remember last night, but I've got that in hand. And finally, you pulled the name Zach Weston from somewhere, saying he's the town photographer? I've never run into him. Still, I guess I'm not in the papers that much. That's it.
And he could infect someone else. That girl, that first girl, she was no different. She was nearly there already without the demon's whispers. There was so little light left to... Wait. He tainted all of it. There was nothing left.
Hi, I'm Lexi. I'm Lexi.
The weight on her shoulders, the pain. Her hollowed out heart. He gave her a...
Dorota had a boyfriend.
Oscar, the guy I met this morning? The one I told you about? Yes.
What did...
Answers. Reassurance. Forgiveness.
Do you think he...
Not considering what he asked me to do.
Just calm. Take my ring, she'd say. I know I love it, but I don't need it anymore. When I'm gone, Mum will take care of my cat. No one will miss me any...
I feel sad for her.
Bronwyn said to stay away from him and the family. We're drawing too much attention to ourselves. We won't be able to finish our job.
Job?
Are you wearing a wire? You know why we're here. Don't make me say it.
Say it.
No. Stop being silly.
Hair fanned out around her pillow as she laid back.
Hello, I'm Rain.
Rationalizing to the demon parasite in her heart.
What do you...
Oh, I'll totally hit that. Apart from the whole investigating Bronwyn for murder thing, of course. But that's a minor flaw. I can work around it.
I hear...
Really? Well, you know, I'm not surprised. I am a total babe.
No more. But of course...
Rain, can I help?
About...
Was there a problem?
My tap was dripping, but I fixed it.
Dripping? Maybe I was in my bedroom. That's out of bounds to you.
Until he wasn't. More time and the girl tried again. Nothing got better for her. She tried again.
Don't forget the group reading, Ray. By which I mean, if you see Lexi, tell her not to forget the group reading.
What's...
We still don't know what we're dealing with. There's every chance that it could just be a normal human murder.
What if it's not a...
Then we have to assume that it's some kind of traveller.
Like in Birmingham?
Yeah, like in Birmingham.
Bled out with her, her true final bedfellow. But the virus wasn't quite spreading. Cajun. It needed an audience. And they made it so easy. They paraded her face on magic story. With her hair and her blood, satiated the awful curiosity of the audience, fed the other demons.
Hi, I'm Bronwyn.
Go quickly, always.
I'm truly sorry about Dorota. I didn't...
What are you implying?
It's just...
I didn't even know the girl. You predicted her murder. Who's more suspicious? I didn't really know her. I saw her pictures in the newspaper. Can't remember what for right now.
A little lying goes a long way after the virus.
You can tell Sam about Birmingham.
Well, what can I tell Sam that you haven't already?
You know Sam likes a fact check. You're right. Don't say...
I don't really know Sam. But if you're sure, then I guess I'm sure.
What did you tell...
I told them the truth. That I was in my room. I'm not sure if they can fact check it, but it's the only alibi I've got. I kind of wish we'd all stuck together now.
When should the police think it's me?
Looks that way. Have you been feeling possessed lately?
Why?
You're kidding, right?
His age, light enough to not snap the tree branch or his trachea.
Oh, Bron, I'm so glad you're here. We need to talk. No one can hear us, right? I mean, I'm assuming this room isn't bugged, although knowing Violet, there's probably cameras everywhere. Probably. I don't know. She has that look about her, don't you think? Like she knows something she's not letting on. I wouldn't be surprised if there's cameras hidden in the wardrobe.
What have you...
Nothing. Though I'd rather she didn't see me dancing around in my underwear. I only do that for people I love.
Do you love me?
Of course I do, Bron. See? And now that's on film. I hope you enjoyed that, Violet. Listen, we need to talk about our alibi.
What about our alibi?
I know you said it would be better if we said we were together, but lying about your alibi, that's pretty serious. Are you sure it was a good idea?
No. We should do whatever it takes. No. Lying.
Then why'd you tell me to do it? We could have just told the truth. What will happen if they find out we're lying?
They won't find out.
Don't let them arrest me, Bron. You know I couldn't handle it. I'd cry so hard.
It was like molasses, cowering in the closet, peering through the crack.
Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
The vacant penthouse.
Why is Sam still questioning me? Do I need to bring up Mr. Hedges again?
Are you threatening me?
Excuse me? Of course not. We just agreed that with the meds I'm on, stuff like this might get out. Remember?
Blew through the long windows and bag lady floating.
You have a recognizable knock, Chief DuPont. I'll remember not to answer next time.
Do you know Dorota's boyfriend?
I've met him once, yes.
Just the one?
This morning.
What did you...
The weather and some other things which I'm not at liberty to discuss. Feel free to ask him, though.
Each topped with an eyeball. Only they weren't. The head was a monstrous mouth of some deep-sea horror.
Chief DuPont, there's been loads of people coming around asking questions. I don't even know half of them.
Has Sam been to see you?
Not that I know of. She collected thimbles. She said she didn't need any. She had hard calluses on her fingers from all the cello. Maybe anyone else going for a Juilliard scholarship? But other than that, not really. I know, I agree. Because she tipped you off? If I manage to get into her room, what am I looking for again?
Anything that...
Okay. That sounds easier said than done, though. No? Wait, I get it now. Yeah, someone dropped by. I'm not speaking to them, though.
You should.
Really? Alright. But I don't think they're taking Dorota's murder seriously enough.
Clutching my shoulders with spider-like fingers, black eyeless sockets led straight into its mind. A cold, dark tunnel, and at the bottom a mirage. Those teeth.
I'm Oscar. Is there anything else I can do?
To protect Lexi. None of this is her fault and she gets anxious easily. I was just trying to take the pressure off. I'm sorry, Sam. I never usually lie. I was logged into Tarotasm. It's a phone reading service and I get paid by the minute. Which, now that I'm saying it, it's not something I really should be bragging about. It's Lexi's. I like to think it works the way most metaphysical things work. Through energy. Tarot cards, runes, Ouija boards. They're just devices for asking questions and receiving answers. But energy is what powers them. Yes, he came to see me. He wanted to know that she was okay, spiritually speaking. No, I wouldn't know how. I'm a tarot reader, not a medium. Maybe I should have pretended, though. Made up some fake message from her to give him some comfort. You lie once, and you just have to keep going, don't you?
I didn't. How did you find out? Am I in trouble? Ron was worried about me not having an alibi. She was logged in doing phone readings, so she's alright. But there's nothing to prove that I was here. I was, though. Cross my heart and hope to die.
No, not to me anyway. She wasn't into fortune telling or any of that stuff. Yeah, Chief DuPont told me. He thinks it's one of them that killed her. Bronwyn? That's disturbing. Not impossible. I don't think those two ever met. Why would you say that? That's personal. I said I don't want to talk about it. Not long, a couple of months maybe. We did care for each other. No? Why? Violet Gallagher? What's it got to do with her? Bitch. Mind you, it's not exactly damning, coming from someone as frigid as her. She's all prim and proper with it. Oh, sorry, it's just... Why do people say things like that? You're not supposed to speak ill of the dead. Yeah, I went round there in the afternoon. Her parents were at work, and we were, you know, hanging out. I left at about 5. Playing football. It was just 5-a-side. Finished at about 9:30. I called her, but she never picked up. What, you mean watching us? That's disturbing. No, it couldn't have been. The only place he could have hidden would be in the closet, and I suppose someone could have hidden in the closet. Not hidden. Well, she liked it. Liked me to watch. Not other guys. Just, she had these, you know, voyeur fantasies. She'd ask me to hide in the upstairs closet, and then she'd walk in and strip off, start touching herself. She got upset if I came out before she'd finished. I'm sorry, is this helping with the investigation? Clothes, mainly. I did see something that freaked me out a bit. She had a wedding dress in there. She knew I'd seen it, but we never talked about it. Not even as a joke. Not much. They always seemed happy to see me. I don't think they meant it. They wanted Dorota to focus on her music.
It's 7 o'clock, and here's the latest August update. Chief DuPont of August Police is urging residents to be vigilant tonight following the brutal murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw. Whilst he stresses there is no immediate threat to the community at large, residents should be on the lookout until the killer is in police custody. Miss Shaw was found strangled in her bedroom home last night. Poe, I heard she was found by her mother.
Truly awful. Mother caught me up to all sorts of mischief in my bedroom. Also in the news, emergency services were called to the crossroads at Grange Avenue and Church Street following a collision between 2 cars. There are no reports of any serious injuries, but you might want to take a different route for now.
Oh no. It's going to be one of those nights, Poe.
Stay with me, doll. I'll keep you safe.
I'm not going anywhere. That's 7 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
Sorry, we're closed. Come back tomorrow or make an appointment online. Yes. What do you want? I already told the police she did all those things of her own accord. I didn't force her to do anything. Oh! Dorota Shaw. Sorry. I'm afraid I didn't know her that well. Here. I'm usually here most nights. Only the roof rats. Friends? Yes. I know Violet very well. Violet takes it very well, actually. I like him like that. With a frosty exterior comes a soft, warm center. I'm sorry my analogy wasn't explicit enough for you. Yes, we have sex. For the August Chronicle, she won some sort of award. I remember her cello. It kept reflecting the flash and ruining the shot. No, I went to her house, along with the reporter. It's better with these human interest stories to capture them in a natural habitat. If you asked me to drive there without my sat-nav, no. No, actually, I've been running a special offer on portraits since she came in for a studio session. Wait there. As you can see, there's photos here. Her on the cello. Now this one's in colour. Beautiful hair. Oh, legs wrapped around. Another one here. Oh, hang on. Do you see what I see? I think she's just a very attractive girl. That's all. What do you mean? I don't think I like what you're implying, Detective. Is that all?
If you have anything else on Zach Weston, let me know. And I'm all for a good boudoir picture, but who are they for? There's definitely a strong connection between those two there. Perhaps go and ask him about it? Zach Weston says he was in his studio last night. Zach says he's sleeping with Violet, which I doubt. Zach did other photo sessions with Dorota. Boudoir. I wonder what else he's not telling us. Rain still says he was praying in his room, alone. Bronwyn and Lexi lied about being together last night. You're still following up Birmingham. Keep me posted. Yeah, you mentioned the word traveller to me, but he's nothing. Oscar's in the clear. He was playing football last night. He said that Dorota had a wedding dress in her closet. Not many people would know that. That's it. That's what he says, but no one can back him up. He's on my radar now. I think you're supposed to tell me that. If he was taking photos of Dorota, maybe he fell for her? And the feeling wasn't mutual. Artists have muses, apparently. Wish I had one. Zach Weston says he was in his studio last night. Zach says he's sleeping with Violet, which I doubt. Zach did other photo sessions with Dorota. Boudoir. I wonder what else he's not telling us. Rain still says he was praying in his room, alone. Bronwyn and Lexi lied about being together last night. You're still following up Birmingham. Keep me posted. Yeah, you mentioned the word traveller to me, but he's nothing. Oscar's in the clear. He was playing football last night. He said that Dorota had a wedding dress in her closet. Not many people would know that. That's it.
No? Who's that? Okay, so this Zach guy was connected to Dorota. Took pictures of her. Were they sleeping together? Why did you tell me that? Every time I think of her now, I'm going to see her with someone else. Who what? Boudoir photos? She sent some private photos to me by phone. Do you mean them? I get it now. That's why you're asking about Zach Weston. Maybe I should pay him a visit.
Do we really have to? How vulgar. Yes, I suppose that is what he'd say. But I've never let him lay a finger on me. He says we're in a relationship, but he doesn't act like it. He says he loves me, that I'm the only one for him. A rose by any other name? I don't think so.
Sam, look, I can't talk right now. I'm doing phone readings. Gotta pay for a jaunt somehow. Lexi's locked in till late too. I can sort you out afterwards, yeah?
Fine, Sam. Birmingham. Mercury took us to Birmingham. We didn't know what for. We never really know what for. But we turned up. It started with a girl, Ginny. She was South African. I only mention it because that was its thing. Yeah. We didn't know at the time, but in hindsight, it was after South African girls. 3 to be exact. The Traveller wanted 3. You should ask Bronwyn. She's the one that knows about rights. I just know it normally involves 3, and all 3 share a common attribute. I guess you might call them demons, in as much as they can get inside us. They come from other worlds. Some religions talk of demons, but they don't actually exist. Travellers can get inside us and make it look like we're possessed, hence the demons. Yes, disturbingly. It's actually a lot more complicated than that. They choose a reality/universe where they actually evolve to become the person they're possessing. So they jump in a few million years before our timelines intersect. They can't just jump into someone. It takes a few hours for that. They make the decision before they travel, which is why we can catch them. Yes, probably. The tarot doesn't just sat-nav us to normal murders. I met him yesterday, doing the rounds, looking for reading work. Actually, oh no. He did mention the rota. He said there was this girl he was planning to meet up with. Said she was alone every Monday night because her parents go to the cinema. Do you know what that means? It was the rota Shaw.
We've got to stop meeting like this. Seriously though, Sam, I'm working. Can't it wait? Just give me to 8, okay?
It's 8 o'clock and time for another August update. Police investigating the death of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw have said there's no evidence to connect her boyfriend to the murder. Chief DuPont's statement was delivered in response to speculation from local residents that it was a crime of passion. Miss Shaw's strangled body was found by her mother around 10 p.m. last night in what the chief is calling a puzzling crime.
I can't believe people are gossiping already, Poe.
It's always the person closest to the victim, isn't that what they say?
But that poor boy. A reminder also that due to the murder, this weekend's Tulip Festival has been postponed. New dates will be announced soon. The weather's getting worse tonight with heavy rain forecast. So if you're heading out, you might want to take a jacket. Or a cab.
Or wear the jacket in the cab. That's 8 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
Sam, I've got news. We've done a reading.
It's a 5 of Swords. That's the same card as yesterday.
Let's hope it's not the Knight of Wands. This doesn't look good.
It's fine. This happens all the time. There are 78 cards in a deck. The same ones come up a lot.
I get it, but we drew the exact same cards yesterday. What are the odds of pulling all 3 again?
1 in 474,552. I know, I get asked a lot.
Bet it's a 10 of Swords.
It's happening again. There's going to be another murder. Then Lexi did her thing, and now we have a name. Alice Munro.
Sam, I've arrested Lexi. Don't look at me like that. It's not your decision. I considered locking both of them up, her and Bronwyn, but I've settled for Lexi. Those tarot readers have been in and out of my office all day, asking stupid questions and then denying they've even been here. Locking Lexi up is going to rile Bronwyn. She'll make a mistake, and I want you to be there when it happens. So what are you doing in my office again? Lexi stays here till we have what we need.
You must be Sam. I just got off the phone with Chief DuPont. I can't believe it. First Dorota, now me. We're co-hosts on the radio. Oh, sorry. You know that already. We've been partners for 2 years now. He's a good friend. He's on air at the moment, but he'll be finished at 8:30. On air? We both were. We broadcast live hourly news reports. It's how we keep our funding. Not very well. He's done a few shoots of me and Poe to promote the show. He's fine. He keeps asking me to pose for him, you know, without any clothes on. I always say no. Yes, we were friends. I hadn't known her for long, only a few weeks. We met at the gala. I was hosting and she was playing the cello, you know? I guess we talked for a little while and then she asked me for a drink after the show. After we'd had a few drinks, she invited me back to her house. I thought we were just gonna chat, watch a movie, that sort of thing. Then she kissed me. I was so shocked. She was so attractive. So I kissed her back. Oscar, yeah. She was a bit confused. When we started seeing each other, she didn't like him touching her anymore. I didn't mind, but she did. So I told her if he wanted to get sexual, then maybe she should try something else. I said some guys like to watch, so tell him it would be sexy if he could look, but he couldn't touch, as far as I know, it worked. The killer was in her wardrobe? What? Well, then it had to be Oscar. He's the only one it could be. That doesn't make any sense. Then she was seeing someone else? No. Someone she knew. Knew she'd be alone? A stalker? I don't think so. We were very discreet. It was more fun that way. This is just between us, right? We fooled around. I don't have many friends, Sam. Everyone thinks because I'm on the radio, I have tons of friends, so nobody ever approaches me. I get lonely. But Dorota was my friend, and I liked making her happy. Poe and Dorota, people I say hi to. I have thousands of followers and subscribers, and they keep me feeling warm when I'm down, but they're not friends. I do get the odd stalker, but that isn't something anyone wants. No. Sorry. I did have a strange dream last night, though. My life was playing on a TV screen, and every time I did something, another version of me started playing over the first. In the end, there were so many versions it became a fog. It filled my lungs. I couldn't breathe. And then I woke up. What do you think that means, Sam? I don't know what. I mean, I'm anxious now. Maybe it was predicting Dorota's death. Or mine. That sounds reassuring. I hope it's not just words, Sam. You've kind of just asked about Dorota since you got here. Sam, you forgot your phone.
Monroe. Everyone knows her. She's a local radio star here. I always get the shot, Sam. One way or another.
Excellent work. Gold star for you. Oh, hello. This is my goddaughter, Sophia. She's only 9, and she's a maths genius.
Hello.
I have to pop to my room to get something. Be nice to her while I'm gone. Otherwise, I might have to smother you in your sleep.
What's your name? No, you're not. I've seen the boogeyman. Don't look like you. You want to know a secret? Violet was taken by aliens in their ship. Shh. She doesn't want anyone to know.
Sorry about that. Sophia, your mother will be here for you soon, so run along and wait. Now, Sam, how can I help you? She has a wicked imagination for her age. Do you think you're sitting here now? Perception is reality, Sam. I needed to confide in someone, so I told Chief Dupont. Just Chief Dupont. And now you, apparently. Why are you talking about this again? You understand, every time you mention abduction, it opens up a vault of crushing memories that I'd rather stayed locked up. No. Not even the moon. I don't really want to. About a month ago, the guest house was empty and I was alone in my bedroom. All I could hear was dripping. Cold tap. Drip. 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 And then it began. I could smell iron, a strong metallic smell. Then I could taste it on my tongue. And then weightlessness. Like time and space had stopped. That was the first time they took me. It's happened 5 times, even on clozapine. I get that strange aura, then I'm gone. I had tests for epilepsy, amongst other things. But all the scans were normal. No. I have certain flashbacks. It's difficult to explain. I'm stuck in the wall of an enormous room made from these wooden vines, except the vines slowly move and drip with pain. My head is pushed out like I'm a trophy. If I look to my side, there are others' heads, all prisoners, being experimented on. They rearrange us like decorations, suck us backwards into the darkness and then thrust us back through the wall. And when they return me home, I'm broken. Cuts, bruises, memories. Of course, Poe and Monroe. She's on the radio. Yes, I believe I did. She was here once for something. I don't remember now.
Sam, listen to me. I don't care about Dorota or the Travellers or the devil himself. Talk to the chief and get Lexi out because I'm not answering any more questions until I know she's okay.
How could you let Chief Dupont do that? I'm not talking to you until you get this fixed. Bronwyn was on Tarotasm, Sam. Just like she was an hour ago. And they record everything, so her alibi should be without question. She was just lying to protect Lexi. She's maternal like that.
You're only alive because we want you to be.
I'm Zach Weston. Just sharpening my powers of persuasion. I need to talk about...
What have you been doing with Ellis Monroe?
What haven't I been doing?
You are so irritating.
Want to...
Is that really all you think about? It's starting to look like August has a serial killer targeting redheads. Look at my hair, Zach. Does this look red to you?
Zach, let me stop you there. You are one creepy fellow. Now, I don't know what you had going on with Dorota, but I don't want anything to do with it. Do not come back here. Please.
Zach, what are you doing here?
I've been a naughty boy.
Good to know. I'm not one of them, though, so... Unless there's anything else?
Pose for me.
Zach, please stop asking. It's not gonna happen.
Just,
Are you bullying me into taking my clothes off for you? That's sleazy. Just leave, Zach, before I call Chief Dupont. Hi, I'm Ellis. I'm Ellis.
Hi, Hi, I'm Chief Dupont.
Claude.
Chief, what a surprise to see you. Again.
Why didn't you tell me?
I told you Dorota was first. And that didn't turn out very well, did it? Let's hope Sam does a better job than you did.
Hi, I'm Bronwyn.
I'm not one for mystics and crystal balls. I'm a Virgo.
It says...
Oh, I suppose it has a 50-50 chance of getting it right.
I hope Lexi gets released soon. What a day! Alice Munro, then. Looks like our traveller likes redheads.
I wouldn't be so sure.
Well, what then? Just young women in general? No. I think it's definitely looking for redheads.
Who are you? What are you doing in my house? Get out now before I call the police!
Hello, I'm Violet. I'm Violet.
Violet, if this is about releasing people from prison, the answer is no. I'm going to need hard evidence for that to happen. Now, go! Back to the guest house?
Hello, lovely. Take a look at this. It's a picture of the rota. It's not like that. It's just a press photo. Do you see anything in it? You don't see any movement, just a rota.
Hello, I'm Rain. I'm Rain. Okay.
Haven't you done enough predicting my death?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm just kidding. I know it's not your fault. Well, unless you're the killer.
Have you made it?
I think it's a no. Sorry. It's just the reading that you gave me the other day. I don't want to scare off the audience.
Why would I scare off your listeners? What?
The reading you gave me. To show me what you could do. It was scarily accurate.
What was...
Everything. My broken heart. The enveloping darkness. My beautiful death. You said it was just a metaphor. That it was just about transformation. But it's not. I'm going to die, aren't I?
Who is...
You saw her, did you? She's my goddaughter, at that age where she overshares.
Is she a ghost?
What makes you say that, Rain? Is there something about her aura?
What is it, Ray?
I have a plan.
You do? Enlighten me.
Maybe.
With his track record, I'm pretty sure he'd like to lock Ellis up, you know, for safety. But it probably would break a couple of Geneva Conventions, even if it was for her own good.
Sam, do me a favour, go easy on Violet. If we need to get anything out of her, let me deal with it. She'll open up to me. What do you know about it? She thinks she was abducted. Obviously, it's all fiction. Why? Well, then I've made a mistake. Whoops! A few hours in the cell works magic on most people, even tarot readers. Look, I see you're starting to care for these people already, but Violet's been watching them like a hawk. If you can convince her, you convince me. We've got a new target. Ellis Monroe. Ellis said she was in a relationship with Dorota. She kissed a girl and she liked it. She told you where John Pope, or Poe, is going to be next. Rain still says he was praying in his room, alone. Bronwyn was logged into a call centre system called Taratasm. I heard the recordings from last night. It's her voice. So as much as it pains me to say it, Bronwyn isn't a suspect. But Lexi and Rain still are. Violet says she doesn't remember last night, but I've got that in hand. Violet told you about her brush with aliens? You seem far too interested in those kind of things. Zach Weston says he was in his studio last night. No one corroborates. And he keeps asking Ellis to pose nude. Could be motive. Oscar's in the clear. He was playing football last night. He said that Dorota had a wedding dress in her closet. Not many people would know that. That's it.
What do you know? I'm not sure that changes my mind. We're talking about a possible murderer, Sam. And you're sure it was her? Then it couldn't be her, could it? You want me to tell Claude, don't you? Sorry, I mean Chief DuPont. Fine, I'll call him.
Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
Chief DuPont, thanks for calling in. At the moment, my heart's beating 1,000 times a minute and I can't sit still. Every noise or knock on the door makes me jump out of my skin, and I keep looking behind me. Is that safe?
Have I ever let you down? What's real?
That you're just saying you're doing things when you're not actually doing anything. What's the plan, Chief DuPont? How do we stop this from happening? How do we stop me from dying?
Chief, I wanted to ask you something.
Is it about the... What did you...
Am I still a suspect? Okay. Good. Listen, I think I might get out of this place soon. I need some space.
Is it about the Buddha?
Yeah. So it's true then?
It's all tasteful stuff. Maybe a gift for you. I haven't seen them.
I didn't get them. Now I feel like I'm the only person who hasn't seen them.
Hi, I'm Ellis. I'm Ellis.
Hello, I'm Violet. I'm Violet.
Hi, I'm Bronwyn. I'm Bronwyn.
I'm not a monster, Bronwyn. I believe in justice too.
I'm Zach Weston. Just sharpening my powers of persuasion.
I'm Oscar. Is there anything else I can do?
Oscar, good. You got my message. Got some things to show you.
What have you got?
Does, this mean anything to you?
That's true.
And what if I showed you this?
Alice Munro.
Do you know her?
She's from the...
And if I do this? No? Anything?
What are you doing?
That'll be all. You can go now.
Oscar Wainwright. I've heard so much about you.
Were you sleeping with...
No. Were you? She just asked me to watch. We didn't even get past the adverts.
You watched her?
She didn't bloody let me. The truth is, I would have loved to touch her. But she's just a massive tease. But well done you, though, for getting in there.
Oh! Oh! Bloody hell! I'm calling the police!
Hello, I'm Rain. I'm Rain.
Caresses the safety, ensuring it's off. As I reach the steel wall, the garage plunges into total darkness. The sirens wheeze to a halt. Lighting kicks in. And it's that I have no idea. She's open. I race. She weaves her way around wrecked cars, drawing even closer. My first shot goes wide, but it's enough to send her sprinting directly for me. The second shot clips her side. The third misses.
Hi, I'm Bronwyn.
Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
Fail, and I slide my back against the steel. Jimmy's empty gun falls to the floor. Rise. Curiosity shop.
Alright, so what have we here today?
I actually think this one's a little... shows. This one is also heavy. This one has got a heavy metal handle. circular face, and what looks like...
Hello, I'm Violet. I'm Violet.
A while ago we had a story from this part of the world as well.
China?
No.
I mean, we could just name every country you've ever had on the show.
It's from there. Egypt.
Oh!
I'm going to explain. What you can do, what do you think you...
I'm honest, at first because of a weapon of combat, but then if I look at it more closely, I would say a mirror, a handheld mirror.
You're right. Well done, Monroe.
Wow.
By the way, you have impeccable hairstyle today. It's a reflecting mirror, but teleportation. Allegedly, you could look in the mirror, think of being somewhere else, and you're there.
Should we try it now?
No, I've tried it.
Fine. Let me do the paperwork. I'm starting to regret hiring you. Maybe you should concentrate on something else. We've got a new target. Alice Monroe. Alice said she was in a relationship with Dorota. She kissed a girl and she liked it. She told you where John Pope, or Poe, is going to be next. Rain still says he was praying in his room, alone. Bronwyn was logged into a call centre system called Taratasm. I heard the recordings from last night. It's her voice. So as much as it pains me to say it, Bronwyn isn't a suspect. But Lexi and Rain still are. Violet says she doesn't remember last night, but I've got that in hand. Violet told you about her brush with aliens? You seem far too interested in those kind of things. Zach Weston says he was in his studio last night. No one corroborates. And he keeps asking Ellis to pose nude. Could be motive. Oscar's in the clear. He was playing football last night. He said that Dorota had a wedding dress in her closet. Not many people would know that. That's it.
This profession.
Something religious, I said. But why is he in pain?
I'll answer that for you. It's a porcelain figure, ancient Chinese, seated and howling.
Oh.
It's called the Screaming Monk. Accidentally glimpsed Queen Anchisenemon undressed.
Hi, I'm Lexi. Oh, I'm Lexi.
Several were made, apparently. The only one.
Well, I wish I hadn't seen this.
Lexi Korn, how thin are these walls? I can hear you screaming at your Ouija board. Last night too. I feel like I've heard your whole life story. Does Sam like me? Is Violet a lesbian? Will Ellis die? Will Bronwyn die? That last one, don't worry about that.
Why not?
I am Bronwyn MacLeod from the Clan MacLeod, and I am immortal. You silly badger.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Poe?
Yeah, I think it has several...
Tell me about it. Chasing around the unknown, trying to triumph good over evil, generally standing around helpless watching people die.
Why do we do it? Why don't we just quit?
And leave Bron on her own? Quite possibly to die? No. I'm locked in now, until the end. Whatever that may be.
Lost, you're never reaching your end goal. But these are kind of unrelated thoughts on string these things together.
Sorry, we're closed. Unless you're here for something else.
I'm a friend of Dorota's.
Dorota, I'm sorry about what happened.
Dorota...
Things? That's ominously vague. I'm not sure what you mean. Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Lexi.
Lexi? I like it. It's got an edge.
Dorota says she knew you. You're dating Violet, aren't you?
No, we're just friends.
That's not what you told Sam.
Violet doesn't always see things clearly. It's fine. I know how to handle her.
Doesn't see what clearly? What do you mean, handle?
I know how to talk to her. She's a sweetheart when you get to know her.
Dorota says she knew you.
Yeah, she had a portrait session with me. Can I get you a drink?
No thanks.
Here, I've only got vodka. You're old enough to drink, right?
Of course. Does it matter?
I like you already.
I know what you did to Dorota.
I didn't do anything to Dorota.
You killed her.
You make it sound so sordid. Dorota didn't do anything she didn't want to.
So, what do we have here?
Well, interesting. This, I would say you have to hold with two hands. And so I'd say it's heavy because it's made out of metal. Paint with some engraving on it.
Yes, what kind of...
Sam, thanks for breaking me out. You're my hero. I want to do something for you in return. Tell me what I can do to help. Yes, please use me. Tell me what to do. Who's that? Is he a suspect? I guess he must be. Okay, I'm on the case. Just give me a minute to get ready and I'll be off.
This is one of many painted leaden plates, 1,000 years old, and it's not an erotic scene. It's not people hugging. It's a woman direct.
Sounds great.
There was thought of a surgeon. That's kind of quite a literal broken heart. You see there.
I can imagine.
Poe's curiosity shop is now closed. You're listening to Radio August, Dark Nights with Poe and Monroe.
Open at Midnight by Martin Oten, read by Lacia Finley.
Hello, I'm Rain.
Deep shadow where the street lamp had been vandalized. He paused. The young men looked up and down the street. The first time.
Hi, Rain. Did you miss me while I was gone?
So,
I'm honestly not going to try and worry about this one. We've told Sam, and I think that's all we can do.
really? Well, what's Sam going to do?
I believe Sam is going to save Ellis. According to the Ouija, this could play out in a lot of different ways, but mostly saving Ellis.
What?
Ellis could run, Ellis could die, Ellis could be saved, mistaken identity, someone else dies. There's a lot of noise coming from the beyond, but it's not just a load of voices saying Ellis will die. Sam's got this.
Quake shattered my world. I took an overdose enough to kill me.
I'm Oscar. Is there anything else I can do?
Life to find a way to live with the intolerable. Tell them what had driven me to breaking point, the fear of discovery. So they loaded me up with antipsychotics, smothering my brain in cotton wool, and sat me in a corner while they Then they sent me back into the world with a letter for my physician and a bottle of tranquilizers.
Hi, I'm Ellis. I'm Ellis.
Tonight's the night. It's been building up in me for the last 8 days. Looking for trouble. The gates of madness open to fight it, so I have to try and keep as much control as I can. It's a chill night, and there's been rain, so I can keep the hood up on my parka without looking. In the tube and fewer cameras. Pulled up the hood and walk out into the rain. And in the pubs when the pubs and dog meat curry. Arms without conviction. From the puddles in the road. I weave and stumble a bit, just a bloke who's had a skinful and is asking to get rolled. I feel...
So what's the news about Ellis? I feel so useless sitting here. I want to help.
It's behind me. Soft, but to my...
I know the name. She's off the radio. Hard to get away from it in this town. Yeah, she asked for a sample reading to show what I could do. Not really. As I recall, it was all fluffy bunnies and rainbows, success and riches on all fronts, etc., etc. In Birmingham, it was a man called Yuri Harris. He worked as a butcher. He beheaded all 3 girls within hours of each other. And we couldn't stop it. He pleaded not guilty for reason of temporary insanity. Because he said he'd see us again. In August. Before we even knew it was a month and a place.
It was worse the second time. That I was okay, that I could live a normal life. Wrong.
I've heard on the radio, but other than that, I don't know anything about her. I want to help though. That's the $1 million question, isn't it? Although we can be sure of one thing. Not necessarily. If it's a traveller, then they just jump into any vessel, have their fun and go. It just needs to be someone nearby. A little bit. What did you want to know? A rite can take many forms, but from what we know about these travellers, It seems to be performing some kind of coming-of-age ceremony. Yes, a rite of passage. Running havoc in our dimension is rewarded in theirs. Not fair, is it? 3 attempts? Yes, that's likely. But 3 victims? That's up to you, Sam. No pressure. Was it a gold coin? I should have known. That's the same as Birmingham. Although they beheaded the victims, they all had gold coins in their mouths. It's their way of marking their territory to prove it's their work. Yes, of course, anything. I've already been doing that, but sure, I'll keep at it. Maybe it'll feel sorry for me and finally put out. No. I can do a reading if you want. The Chariot. Is Zach a suspect? I'm sensing there's a lot of tension, pent-up frustration, like he's trying to keep everything together, and if he can just do that... I'm sorry, that's not much help to you, is it?
Leaning forward, hands on hips. The Slayer.
It's 9 o'clock and you're listening to Radio August. Investigations into the murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw are continuing this evening. Miss Shaw was found dead in her home at approximately 10 p.m. last night in what police are describing as a puzzling case. Residents are urged to be cautious until the perpetrator is caught. I cannot stress this enough, August. Stay safe out there. You mean the world to me. In other news, Monroe has been detained on urgent business, so you're stuck with me until she returns. Never fear, Monroe fans. We still have lots of pre-recordings, so you can relax with her angelic tones. That's 9 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
I needed to see the threat.
You're the detective. Monroe just called. This is madness. Who would want to hurt her? We've worked together for years. She's the light to my shade, the angel to my demon, the diamond to my lump of coal. She told me to say all those things. Heavens no. I have a wife and 3 children, beloved spawn of my loins. Monroe and I are good friends, that's all. Only a madman. Or woman. Monroe is August's sweetheart. Poe and Monroe, that was her idea. Our show. We were just another local radio station before that. It was Monroe who decided we should have a theme. Dark Nights with Poe and Monroe. Don't tell me you haven't heard it, detective. That's what the Free Radio Project is all about. Uniting August via the airwaves. Monroe's been delivering free radios anywhere people might want to listen. Doctor surgeries, hairdressers, the guest house. That's cynical, detective. Not at all. We aren't the only show on the radio. We interviewed her about her scholarship not too long ago. Do you think whoever killed Dorota plans to kill Monroe? What makes you think she's in danger? Tarot? Does this have anything to do with the gentleman who stopped by? On air, much of our broadcast is pre-recorded, but we always do the hourly news live. You know, this town is fascinating. There's a lot more to it than meets the eye. Have you ever read up on the real history of August? The official story is that Mary August retired from a life on the high seas, found a nice spot here, and used her ill-gotten gains to establish a town. But that's not what really happened. It's true that Mary August was a pirate, but she didn't retire. Her ship was sunk on the rocks just off the coast. Mary and all of her crew sought refuge in a small fishing town, this one. They slaughtered everyone, men, women, and children, all dead and dismembered in their own homes. The bodies were dumped in a mass grave. Well, the body parts. And the pirates moved in. No one knows. It seems at some point it was built over and then forgotten about. It could be under the school, or the church, or right beneath our feet. On that note, I should probably get back to the booth. The show must go on. Death threats be damned. Look after Monroe, detective. She's the only Monroe I've got.
It had been a good while since the last. Maybe now he was so free.
I delivered radios all over town. I don't think I should have bothered with some of them, though. I don't think... Violet, is it? I don't think Violet liked me very much. Maybe. I don't know why anyone would be threatened by me, though. I'm not interested in stealing anyone's man.
I crawl out of Jimmy's upside-down Toyota, clutching his spare magazine.
Probably right here. Why? I didn't realize I was under house arrest. Thanks for the advice. I hope I'm not the only suspect.
Black BMW is strewn on its side.
Hey, I'm going. There's too many people asking questions, it's exhausting. I'm off to stay at my aunt's. I'll come back tomorrow, but I've said everything I can say.
And with my back against it, I may have time to take all 8 shots before Emma reaches me. She's fast. Too fast for Jimmy to hit. She tore straight through his gut, pulling out his spine like an afterthought. I grabbed his gun and ran as she shredded the screaming lab techs like paper dolls. There's no way I'm dying like...
Oh, it's you. I was hoping it might be Zach. No? Oh, him, yes. I've heard him on the radio. Never met in real life, though. Are you mocking me, Sam? No, I have never met the man. Yes, now I remember. It's the one in the hall. Sometimes cuts through the unbearable silence in this place. Not really. I expected her to be blonde for some reason. No. And I've got some very important news for him if he ever shows up. Yes. If he ever shows up.
Slope. My legs fail, and I slide my back against this.
Sorry, Sam, what can I do for you? Yeah, I always cry around this time of night. What's the point, Sam, huh? If we can't save them. Mercury is a curse. It's like some tourist guide for murders. I try for Lexi and Rain to make them think that we can make a difference, make a change, but we haven't so far. What if we can't make a change? Maybe if we could just save one person, Sam. Alice. We need to save her. We need to. Not really. But it wants to know why you're hesitating. Mercury thinks you are. I can see its point. Alice is in danger and you're still here asking questions. Protecting her? I'm not saying lock her in a vault and surround her by guards, but anything would be justifiable at this point. I'd at least have eyes on her, and don't trust the police to do it. They have a poor track record.
Beaks and tails that hadn't even grown yet. Last time.
Honestly? You don't. Once they're caught, a few hours later they've hopped timelines into someone else. We just keep chasing them. Continuously trying to stop them ruining lives. No, but they don't like being exposed. If Mercury pointed them out, they're already in trouble. We'd do a reading. Mercury would know.
Not a rat. A cat. Smaller than a cat. A kitten.
It was weird. Zach thought he'd already met me. Why would that be, Sam? That's what I thought, although I'm sure he said my name. Anyway, I did find out one thing. He has a massive collection of books about serial killers. What's that about? He's off the radio. I don't really know him. Actually, I'm glad you're here. I really, really want to do a reading for you right now. You know, to help. Great. Let me just draw 3 cards for you. I shuffled before you got here. Okay. Oh, the 2 of Cups. That's mysterious. Is there anyone you feel a spark of attraction to? Maybe someone you've met recently? The Lovers. I did not expect that. It seems this attraction has the potential to be life-changing, if you want it to be. And finally, the Knight of Cups. This card is about pursuing your heart's desire. I think it's time to tell that someone special how you really feel. Wow, what an interesting reading. Does it mean anything to you? Sorry, I guess my intuition must be on the fritz tonight.
He sat in silence until he could no longer hear his own breathing, until Uni stopped pacing and sat grudgingly opposite him. Finally, he shifted onto his knees and lifted the kitten in both hands. its floppy body barely as big. He'd need it to clean up later. Partly as an apology.
Sam, I've got some heavy rain news. Lawrence Petrovsky, that's his real name, and no, he's not a Russian spy, but he does have a criminal record. He was charged with the murder of a 21-year-old artist. Looks like he got off on a technicality by all accounts. About 3 months ago in Hong Kong. Be careful, Sam. If you're going to ask him about this, it could be a flight risk. And you know, there's a good chance he could be the killer. Door's behind you.
It's now 10 o'clock. Here's your August update. Investigations deepen into last night's murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw. Miss Shaw, a talented cellist who had recently been granted a place at Juilliard, was found strangled at her home last night. With the murderer still at large, Chief DuPont has urged residents to remain calm and stresses there is almost no chance of anyone else being harmed. Alice, if you're listening, let me know you're okay. In other news, a handful of August residents have reported seeing strange lights in the sky earlier this evening. The lights, which witnesses describe as searingly bright, were spotted over the east edge of town, past the fire station. Have you seen any strange lights? Or for that matter, little green men? Let me know. That's 10 o'clock with Poe.
August's gone crazy tonight. I've just got off the phone with someone who thinks they saw a UFO on one of the nights that Violet went missing. Aliens would be normal right now. Anyway, now you're here, it's time. What do you suggest we do with Alice Munro? Munro's a local treasure around here, Sam. Don't let anything happen to her.
Sam, I'm not sure. Do you think you can stop someone from trying to kill me? I know you're just trying to make me feel better, but that's a weird thing to say. Maybe I'd be better off with one of Chief DuPont's officers. I guess at least you've still got a sense of humor, even when we're surrounded by death. Perhaps it's a good trait to have.
You're too late. She's gone. No, she's not dead. Look, not as far as I know anyway, just ain't here. Maybe she did skip town after all. Maybe she didn't think you were good enough to look after her. I'll put out a miss before, check in with her parents. We'll find her. If she can't be found.
It's 11 o'clock. I'm Poe, and this is your August update. Police investigating the murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw say they are getting closer to apprehending the killer. The death of Miss Shaw, who was found strangled at her home late last night, has sparked a massive police operation and caused alarm amongst August residents. Munro has some personal business to attend to, but she sends you all her love and hopes to be back on the air tomorrow. And Munro, if you can hear me, I'm sending my love out to you too. That's 11 o'clock with Poe.
Sam, I have some bad news. We've done a group reading, and it's you. We can't predict that. The next victim, it's you. I'm sorry. I think you've interfered too much. That's why you're the next target. I've called Chief DuPont already, He's asked that you meet with him. You should go, Sam. Be careful.
Sam, it's almost midnight. You're still alive. This is a good thing, but no one's even attempted to kill you yet. You've given me a lot of evidence, enough to arrest someone. But who? Make the right decision, and you should be safe. If we don't, well, we've all got to sleep at some point. I can get someone to guard your room at the guest house, but it might not be enough. So, Sam, who should I arrest? During that whole thing with Alice, the only people I couldn't keep track of were Rain, Zach, and Violet. I don't want to believe it's Violet, but that's why you're here. You're impartial. Out of those three names, who was with Dorota at the time of her murder, or who has an alibi that doesn't check out? This is on you, Sam. Just give me a name. This is serious, Sam. I'm going to lose my patience in a minute. Rain. Agreed. He's got no corroborated alibis for any key times, and he's one of those tarot muppets who I suspected all along. I was right when I said Bronwyn, because I knew it was one of them. I just didn't know which one. I'll pick him up. Just be careful tonight, Sam. If you've not done your job properly, killer's still out there.
Sam, you asked for these earlier. Make sure you get some sleep now. You'll need it. Night.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and this is Poe with your August update. We don't normally have them at this time, but since there's a killer on the loose, I feel it's my duty to keep the radio station manned. I personally spoke with Chief DuPont earlier, and he thinks they're close to catching the killer. Until that happens, though, please lock your doors and stay inside. Remain vigilant. The light has faded, and so has my fortitude. I see things in shadows, behind doors and under desks. I hear the chattering of teeth and the glee of insects waiting to feed on me. The studio undulates like a heart that beats its last beats. I can't go on. I must to bed. Forgive me, Lady August. Forgive me.
Hello, sleepyhead. I'm so glad to see you alive. There is no next victim. Rain is locked up. He's being charged for murder. Travelers don't like being incarcerated, so they'll have jumped realities already. It's not something that a jury will believe. The shell they've left behind won't remember what they've done. And spend a life in prison. All we can do is try and stop the next one. I still can't believe it was Rain. I suppose nobody is immune. And now we're one short. Sam, come with us, please. We could really use someone like you and, well, just, will you? Really? Oh, Sam, that's wonderful. Let's finish packing and we can leave this afternoon. Sam, thank you. We're going to change lives, believe me.
Hey, sweet cheeks. You did good. Real good. You win. Alexi hug. Sam, I'm just going to say it because you only live once and all that. Sam, I think I've fallen for you. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. It's out there now. We can get on with our lives. I see. Nice thing. Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Heart wants what it wants. Perhaps you should go for a while so I can have a little cry. I'll be okay though.
Sam, I guess you're on your way now. I don't often thank my guests, but thank you. I didn't think you had it in you. Well, I at least thought you'd run away at some point. But you didn't. You stayed. You've made August safe again. If you ever need a place to stay, you've got one here. Well, if I have a room available, that is. Take care, Sam.
I didn't think you'd leave without saying goodbye. People do horrible things to people every day. I'm just glad there's someone like you around to save us. I mean, everyone needs a little saving from time to time. Even me. Sam, you already did. That's why I'm here talking to you. And I won't forget it. Heroes don't always get on the news, but they always burn bright in the hearts of the people they save. You have an impact, Sam. Everyone does. They just forget. Keep saving people for me, you hear? Bye, Sam.
Sam, you did good. I thought you would. I mean, not that I've got a signed confession or anything. Yet. Apparently, they don't remember anything about the murders, but Bronwyn seems pretty convinced it's over. Well done. I hear you're leaving town with the tarot readers. That's a real big shame. You were starting to fit in here. But good luck to you. You're doing what many of us have died trying. Leaving August. And I've stuck to my word. That problem you had, I buried it. The coroner's report is going to say the woman was dead when you arrived, not after. I don't personally believe in exorcism or anything like that, but over the last 24 hours, I'm starting to think things aren't as cut and dried as I'd like them to be. You're a good person, Sam. At least that's definitely how it looks from the outside.
I am Dorota. I am 21 years old. I love playing cello, and I just been awarded a scholarship to Juilliard. I just love cello. I love all string instruments, but cello is rich and deep and soothing, at least to me. No, cello is my hobby, but my real passion is... It's silly, it sounds silly. Well, I would like to build a time machine. I know. But it is possible. I think people make mistakes. They do things they regret and they say things they don't mean. I want to go back in time. I want to make better choices.
You know why you're here, don't you? Because you did well. And you know what happens when you do well? Augmentation. Congratulations, Agent 3.13. Welcome to 3.14. Debriefing 3204, Birmingham. Transmit. And we're ready. Are you human? Do you have feelings? Then we'll need to work on that. Do plants have feelings? Splendid. I've burned down a rainforest. Does that make you happy? We've got a cognitive break here. It's missing environmental empathy. Take it away. Exactly. You know why you're here. Then humor me. End this. Splendid. You're going to... Understood? Splendid. We expect...
I'm Violet. That's fine. It's just you. Yes, the Chief Dupont. You look lost.
Yeah. Hi, I'm pleased to meet you. I'm in room 1. Good. We're
Oh
my gosh.
They were all identical quadruplets, aged 17. Apparently,
good. Well, we both. Yeah. Because they predict. Because. Oh, okay. I'll be telling. You don't get that. Come and find me. In her bedroom. What do you want to know? Don't read the paper. She told you. Not much. Not much. Not much.
I love you, she said.
I assume you... I don't... It's... No. They're... demands. Not really. Yeah. Nice. Sorry. Oscar.
As part of her head tipped... I expect...
Sam. We saw... Not these... In my... She came... I said... Chief... All I'm asking... We saw...
I stared into the hole.
You must be a new guest. Pleased to meet you. Next... We... The... Merc...
When I... hurt. And I passed out.
The card... No. Okay. No. She's like... No. I don't know. Good old everybody thinks. The 5 is... Yeah. I was... No.
It's certainly interesting. I would say you have to hold with 2 hands. And...
It's 6 o'clock.
And also
What?
on there as well. I think it's
Any more news? I'm a bit busy. Just. Oh. I'm a bit busy. Rains. Bronwyn and Lex. Dorota's boy. Violet. That's it.
maybe they're hugging.
I told you to leave. It's funny that you mentioned combat first, because most people...
She flew. Ask Zach Weston. Zach's the... At Weston's... I have a good memory. Know about...
Us. And as such, it's over 1,000...
Oh, fine. To protect... Rain's a big boy, he...
heart of a woman directly.
Sam. No. Just... Yes. We're trying...
Pose curiosity.
Hi, Sam. No. You'd have to... I didn't. It was only... If I had Traveller? Oh, did he now? Oh, it's... Cool, okay. I understand.
A gentle touch. But this monster was not that limited. All this needed was an audience to be infectious. So much awful curiosity made infecting one another as easy as walking the street past the tree, past the nearly empty house. It started with one, the first domino.
I know.
What?
I don't know.
Infect young, they listen. It took time for her fall, but the demon knew. Sooner or later, the demon was nothing if not...
Why?
Are you threatening me?
Mr.
And then what?
Red, the demon could only enjoy that...
You have...
Do you know Dorota?
I've met him.
When did you meet?
This...
Aye, there was a process. The young, susceptible groups already have a home. But most people do anyway. A hollow home for the whispers to...
Chief Department.
Hassan? Did Dorota collect coins?
Not that... Not since... No? Really? Okay.
He whispers in the heart of his host until there would be nothing left, and only the fool could... That girl...
What are you in? It does...
The demon's whispers. There was so...
No one... Probably... Nothing. Of course. I know you're acting. Then stop.
All of it. There was nothing left.
You can... What?
I told them... Well...
Lonely, nearly empty home every night. Night after...
No, yeah.
Okay.
I'm...
Waiting to... Not...
Yeah, no.
Thanks.
Fine. You can come over tonight.
That is so kind.
I'm actually not in the mood anymore. It's okay.
Oh, I wasn't sure I was...
Get up and... It's okay. Sorry, I don't know. Shh.
No, wait, please.
Yes.
She's gonna want to talk to you, you hear? What you've done is truly evil.
Take my ring, she'd say. I know I... When I'm gone, Mum will take care. Miss me anyway? No. They never do. All humans don't. To be in pain.
Was dripping.
Right on the first try.
Don't forget the... We still... Then we have to...
Like a traveller from... Like in...
From...
Note on the pillow beside her.
Oh,
I hear Sam likes you.
really?
That day, rationalizing to the demon parasite. Don't. You'll sleep, and it'll be over. What's it matter? It'll be over. We're a burden, no more.
Oscar. Answer.
Do you think he...
No.
Of course, there was more.
Bronwyn, are you aware? No.
Before the pills tore apart her liver, the doctor, who cared enough to see the signs, helped her, or tried at least. And the demon was quieted for a while, until he wasn't. More. Wrote the note, redid the demon. For enough to work this time. The virus ready to... The blood stained the porcelain, finished in it, the pain let go, finally, and that fed him. She was dead. The demon had outgrown his host, gotten too big. Death alone couldn't start the contagion. It needed an audience. And
Violet? Mr. Head? No. I asked about... No, of course. Good. Rain says, prominently, apparently, the tarot reader has Dorota's boy, Violet said. And finally, that's it.
Domino falls, the rest go.
Yeah. Play. Not what you mean. Sheriff. Yeah.
It wasn't hard to make the boy listen after the first bell. No one would go to your funeral. You'd be better off. And sister, there was nothing.
It's like... everything... No. You lied.
Walked the bridge once. Stared with an empty kind of longing one. Needing to go home after a long day of pain.
It's 7 o'clock.
Low, like you'd find.
It's 7 o'clock.
The demon had outgrown.
If you have anything... Perhaps...
Round with him.
How do you... Who? Yeah.
But it was already too...
Sorry. Already... Oh. For the... No. If you... No. Just... Fran. Violet. I'm sorry. Here. I live here. What'd you...
His host.
Did that... I think... Zach, what Zach says. Zach did rain still. Bronwyn and you're still full. Yeah, you meant Oscars. That's it.
home ceiling. And yet more dominoes fell.
Is that what being with
Relentless waves. The people on shore remained. The demon.
He said that. Yeah. You should. I guess. Yes.
Welcome to Curiosity Shop. Alright, so what have we here today? Is
Sam had on previous shows. Not very well.
Yes. We met after this. We fooled Poe. Oscar. I said. That doesn't. I don't. We're close. He's on air. On air? No. I don't know. That sounds.
We've got an Alice said she told Rain, Bronwyn and Violet, Zach West, and he keeps asking Oscars. That's it.
Country you've ever
Do you
had on the
remember
show.
the queen who was...
Monroe.
Oh.
We've got a new Alice said she told you Rain, Bronwyn and Violet, Zach West, and he keeps asking Oscars and that's it.
Honest, at first because be a weapon of combat, but then if I look at it more closely.
No, you're not. You want to know?
Well, sorry about that. Of course. I needed. Why? No. About him. It's happened. No. It's different. They real.
Should we try it now?
No, after...
Alright. Yes. Was. No. Well then. Yes. Why? Leave it with.
Oh, that's so...
Yes. I was in the...
Welcome to Poe...
So what's... Yes. You got it.
What I brought in today.
Oh, wow.
A bit more about what the object is that I brought. It's 9 o'clock.
Sam Lawrence. He was charged about 3 months.
And he looks like he's
Hey,
quite a lot of.
Rain's got my Violet, Zach West, Oscars. That's it.
Would you say is this...
Probably.
Yes.
Well done.
You're the... Only... Our show? Unite? I believe... We've... Heavens... Tarot. You know... Then... On that note...
It's not...
Good call.
I don't understand.
If you're caught transitioning...
Sam,
It's 11 o'clock.
We can't predict. Don't let it win, son. I've called you.
Fine.
It's 1 o'clock.
Hello, sleepyhead. Enjoy the journey. Violet's locked up. Travelers don't like Sam. I thought you might say. Well.
Hey, sweet cheek.
Sam.
That's easy for you to say.
Sam, you did good. Sam, I don't know what you do or how you do it, but you get answers. And I've stuck to my word.
I am Dorota.
You know why you're here, don't you? Because you did well. Augmentation. Debriefing 3. Debrief complete. Agent ready. You can go.